The four bus stops on your journey to enlightenment. The four bus stops on your journey to enlightenment. Everything in life would pass through these four stages in its lifetime. Everything everything in life would pass through these four stages in its lifetime. The four bus stops. The four bus stops. The four bus stops. The four bus stops on our journey to enlightenment. The four bus stops on our journey to enlightenment are birth, growth, production, death. So, during our spiritual birth, we are born into the low frequency spectrum of matter, which is equivalent to the four bus stops on our journey to enlightenment. Okay, the four bus stops on our journey to enlightenment are the four bus stops on our journey to enlightenment are birth, growth, production, death. In our birth stage, we are in survival mode. So we are victims of our circumstances. This is the stage where our enlightenment level is we have enemies. Somebody is doing something to us. We are not we don't see ourselves as being responsible for what happens to us. So we are moving from place to place, running helter-skelter, looking for witches that is hurting us, praying against enemies that is averting our success, killing people by fire, by storm, and just pointing fingers at something else other than us. So we are the holy ones. We are the ones who should live while others die. We are the good ones. Everyone else can go to hell. It does not matter for as long as we live. Alright, so this is the victim stage. At this stage, we are only babies. There is nothing wrong being at this stage. We are only babies spiritually. We are only spiritual babies until something happens to us to shake us vehemently, to give us that big shake out of this victim position, out of this birth position, out of this default state of sadness and all forms of negative energy. Usually, this thing that would happen to shake us out of that situation would be something generally called midlife crisis. All right, so this will come in the form of one losing property, or one being bereaved, or one experiencing one form of misfortune or another. So the goal of midlife crisis is to reborn us out of the victim state mindset to the growth mindset. So unfortunately, not everybody is able to successfully pass through the midlife crisis. Some people remain there and never get to see the other side. But for most people, that would teach them, that would open their eyes and force them to ask questions. That would force them to shed their old beliefs, shake their fundamental beliefs, ask questions, and come into a new revelation that is called, that we call the growth earlier on, but could also be termed the stage of manifestation. At the stage of manifestation, you come to the realization that it wasn't really the fault of the world. That the world, your uncle, your brother, your auntie that you thought was the witch that was doing you, and everyone else were only reflection of the you inside of you. That the world only reflects back to you what you actually are on the inside. So you come to this realization, and then you seek to know the truth. And by the sincerity of that process, you are in tune with the truth that is resident inside of you. Or better still, you are able to connect to the truth through your within. And this brings you to the era of manifestation, where it is made known to you, and you now know that things can actually happen by you instead of things happening to you. So you can manifest at this level. You see that you can manifest things into reality. This is the level where motivational speakers and inspirational speakers would, and even religion and people, and books, all forms of education would encourage you, would point you to the giant that lies within you. And then you're able to tap into this connection to connect with your higher self. And by this, you are now able to manifest. You are able to speak things into the presence. You are able to imagine things, and you're able to focus enough to bring things from the energy sphere into the material sphere. All right? So you learn about prayers, you learn about meditation, you learn about manifestation, and so on and so forth. And then at some point during this stage, you realize again, is it everything that you want to bring into existence that you have to work to bring to existence? You want to buy a car, you print the picture of the car, paste it somewhere in your room, you see it every morning, and you manifest it. You want to buy a home, you print the picture of the ideal home you like, you know, and then you bring them, you manifest them into reality. And then you do this continuously until you get to a stage where you get fed up. The process of manifestation becomes too slow for you, and you wish there was a faster way to manifest without having to focus your energy in order to bring this to reality. In fact, at some point on your enlightenment journey, you begin to see the manifestation as a selfish process, as being just about you. So at this stage, you are ready to give it all up and say, you know what? Having been through the stage of birth and growth, I have seen and I know now that there is a bigger force out there that makes these things happen for me. Why don't I just surrender to this force so that I don't have to be the one manifesting my environments and my fruits? I just let this bigger force do. I have come to trust this force enough to just surrender myself to it so that it does things through me. So at this stage after manifestation, we call it channel visioner. This is a word by we call it channel visioner. As a channel visioner, you submit to the bigger force and you allow the bigger force to manifest through you. You are no longer the one manifesting now. You surrender, you give yourself, you trust the universe, you trust God, you trust whatever name you want to call that force to just manifest through you. So through you submit yourself at a point. Through you, bread is given to the eater, seed is given to the sower, water will flow through you to other people. And then you stay in this stage long enough to again raise the level of trust with the universe. So this is the production stage. At this production stage, everything that you have learned in life during your victim and manifestation stage, you are now teaching, you are now sharing via projects like this with humanity, with the universe. Not just with your biological children and your family. You are sharing through to everyone. You are producing. You are putting everything you have learned together and you are giving it away through teachings like this. If it is money, you see that millionaires at this stage are just giving their savings and everything they have earned to charity. I mean, whatever it is that you have worked for, you have studied for, you have understood, you have gained during your manifestation, you are giving out in this stage of production. And by the time you are done at the production stage, nothing is big deal to you anymore. You would have outgrown everything and all of the experiences that you had from victim all the way to channel visioner. At this stage, you are in the death stage of your enlightenment journey. This is the death stage, otherwise called the stage of I am. This is the stage of full maturity, full spiritual maturity, where there is no longer difference between you as a person, having come from all of those experiences, and nature and universe. You are now one with universe. This is the stage that the great teachers and the great masters attained. This is the level they attained when you heard things like, I and my Father are one. I am one with the universe. They have attained the level of vanity upon vanity, all is vanity. They have conquered all. As far as the pursuit of materialism, the submission for channeling and all of that is concerned. They have conquered all and they are now one with the universe. This is the goal. This is where we are aspiring to be. This is the position we all aspire to attain. So it doesn't really matter what stage you are on your journey now, whether you are at the infancy stage of birth, of being a victim, or you are at the mature stage of I am one with the universe and therefore I lack nothing. There is no need to keep or save anything because everything that I need is in the bosom of my Father and I and my Father are one. Therefore, why do I need to hoard or run in the mentality of lack? All right? So this is why somebody at the level of, at the stage of production, for example, would experience or see somebody at the infancy stage of victim, and rather than being angry or rather than being agitated, he just smiles at the foolishness, or better still, the childishness of the baby, knowing that he too, that has become a sage today, has also been in that position of sinner at some point in his life. So there is no hatred, there is no you are good, you are bad, I am good. It is just understanding that this is the level you are at and that someday you would graduate from that level to also grow into the growth, the production, and even the death stages, or bus-stops, like I call them, to your enlightenment. All right, so then remember that a life of pain and struggle is when we try to do by ourselves that which we must collaborate with. A life of pain and struggle is when the physical, the matter, tries to do by itself that which is achievable only by collaboration of matter and energy. And the way to draw energy is to go do for someone else that exact same thing that you desire the universe that you desire nature to do for you.